Do you have problems saying no? Trick question. You already said yes. So let's learn how to say no on Riffin' with Doggins. A Coronet film, but not a Kind Hearts film. Ooh, we gotta show this to Ado Annie. The moral maturity. We gotta watch some Jerry Falwell crap. Aw, Duvall. Rest in peace, Robert. This was back when educational collaborator was the only credit the guilds required. It's the moral maturity show!
No. That's the subject under discussion. And there are plenty of times in life when you have to say no.
Like when you're Marcel Marceau talking to Mel Brooks.
Sometimes it's easy. Saying no to the time is simple as this.
No.
Okay, movie over.
Thanks for asking me, but no.
There are a million wild and wonderful ways to say no.
Sometimes just plain no is best.
This is when he warns us that the movie may horrify us.
A direct no would offend people, cause you to lose your friends.
And alienate people.
You seem to disapprove of them.
We found the Buzzy animatronic.
Subscription for only 1 year. I can get that by...
Oh, I hate to disappoint Radar O'Reilly.
Well...
Nice to see one of the How to Use Classroom Films kids grown up.
New hair?
Grab the bus in seconds flat.
Do you like them?
The dramatic push-in really captures the existential torment of not liking your girlfriend's outfit.
Well, we're through with that guy. Yeah. Too chicken to pick up some dames.
We're going out to sea. We ain't gonna see no dames.
Aren't you, Johnny?
Sorry, I gotta leave my bike out to trip my dad.
Well, how can you say no and still keep your friends?
Why would you want to keep those
That's a problem
friends?
sometimes. Well, let's sit in on a discussion of that problem.
Someone should have taught you to say no to that shirt.
Come in.
This living room set can be yours if the price is
I
right.
think you'll find they have helpful opinions.
I'll be the judge of that, kid.
I'd like to present Marty.
Jason Biggs is Jonathan Silverman in the John Cryer story.
And Lucy.
In the Sky with Diamonds.
Nora.
She can't stay seated in one place for more than 5
And
seconds.
Howie.
Hi.
Oh, I am ready to say no to that
Oh,
guy.
and I'm Bill.
Should have led with that, sorry.
We're going to discuss saying no and still keeping your friends.
Arthur's using that mirror back there to cheat at cards.
Get right to our examples. Marty, I believe you had an incident you wanted us to discuss.
Hi, my name is Marty, and I've been sober for 8 weeks.
Well, the fellows and I often stop somewhere for a snack after a game.
For snack, after game, based on cartoon strip.
Ordinary place where you can get a good sandwich.
Or a tuna rarebit,
But sometimes the fellows pick a tavern.
where we meet a horse voiced by Fred Stoller.
No service here. Well, how about it? Let's have a drink.
Before we get sucked into that painting of the Dawn Treader.
Sure, swell idea. Well, I dare you. What do you mean, dare? A drink never hurt anybody, eh, Marty?
Yeah, never.
Well,
Well, how do I tell them I'm incapable of swallowing liquids?
coffee, boy. I'll have a beer. Me too. Beer?
Never heard of it.
Scotch and soda for us, eh, Marty? Well,
What's the matter, Marty? Chicken?
that's the situation.
And that's Snooky and Pauly D.
'Cause, well, I want to get along well with those fellows on the team. I don't want them to think I'm a drip.
I'd rather they think I was a latte.
Tell them you're in training?
Well, those fellows are supposed to be in training, too.
Well, that makes it harder.
No wonder we lost so many games.
Teenage alcoholism is hilarious.
Feel a little guilty themselves if they're in training. Why couldn't you just order something else?
Or just ditch these friends. They don't seem worth keeping.
Well, just whatever you would say anyway, if you were ordering.
Say, how about some fries with that shake, sweet cheeks?
Direct?
Sure. Yeah, I think so. But without making any fuss about it. Just order what you want.
Well, let's see. How would that go?
I'll have a bucket of rat intestines. Oh no, I really screwed up ordering.
I'll take a double hamburger with french fries. No drink?
Nah, I like my food dry as sandpaper, just stuck in my throat.
I think that might work.
Yeah, strategy worthy of
I'll
Patton.
try it next time.
I don't think it'll work at all.
I judge you and your stupid idea.
Maybe they'll let it go at that, but there are a lot of kids who won't give in so easily.
These kids are called bullies, but it's important you don't lose them as
Having
friends.
all the time at pajama parties, for example.
Will this be
Get
something
all
I'm allowed to show on
down and
YouTube?
post his mother safely out of the way, and then...
All right, I got a holographic Charizard stashed in here.
Boy, I'm dying for a smoke.
And you'll probably be dying from them, too.
Mary? Well, thanks. Nora? No, thanks. I got some gum somewhere.
Tobacco's fine, but nothing takes the edge off like a Bazooka Joe comic.
Light?
She coughed. She's gonna be dead by Act 3.
Sure you won't, Nora.
Why are they having a sleepover in the Grimoire maze?
Oh, come on, Nora. Be a good sport.
Yes, try it. Just this once. Here, take a puff on mine.
Again, should I be showing this on
You know what I
YouTube?
mean? No just doesn't mean no to some people.
Yeah, to monsters.
I don't think she's very much of a hostess. If she forces things on you like that.
Well, there's some consolation in that. But seriously,
Try the veal.
I can't give up a friend just because of one little fault like that.
Just because of one little massive violation of my boundaries.
And really make it stick.
Why don't you try some parlor tricks? You can always distract attention with a good card trick. Here.
Oh,
This kid played Cosmo in the school production of Singin' in the Rain and never broke character despite everyone begging him to.
Distraction is an answer. Oh, I don't mean card tricks, but you can say no and change the subject.
Because your tormentor has the attention span of Leonard Shelby.
Could be.
You see?
Oh, Howie. Well,
Another well.
see how that might work.
Isn't this a moot point if this sleepover already happened?
Take a puff on mine.
No thanks, Rose.
Oh, go ahead.
Say, have you heard about Ted and Margaret breaking up?
No.
She got her to say no,
Well, who's she out after now?
and they burned the house down.
Story. Well, I guess that Ted is...
So I just need to throw another girl under the bus and then I'm clear.
It might work, though.
See? Distraction. Change the subject.
Like Mulaney's dad.
Changing the subject to... Well, what about the problem of boys?
Seen here? Boys.
Well, their hands, you know.
Lucy, you promised not to tell.
Haha, confessing to groping just for a bit. Hilarious.
But seriously,
Really tried the
I
veal.
run into problems like this a lot. You get home from a date, and it's still early enough to stay outside for a while to talk. Some talk.
Matt Smith?
Thing. This boy has probably been good company on the date, but just give him half a chance.
He went to the Groucho and Margaret Dumont School of Courting.
Him.
Moral. Don't spend time alone with him. Simply don't get into a situation like that.
How to victim blame.
Not as simple as that, is it? He has to take you home sometime.
So you ask him in. Your folks are up. You have something to eat in the kitchen.
Again, Tuna Rarebit.
That's a help, all right. But really, you can't help getting into situations where petting's likely to start.
Yeah, we all spent so much of high school getting into situations where intimacy was likely, didn't we? We weren't all lonely sitting in our room watching Notting Hill over and over, dreaming of going on one date ever.
Why don't we take some cases, starting with yours, Lucy, and show just how you can say no.
All right. We'll say that this time I didn't plan ahead. And here we are, on the front steps.
For you are mine at last.
Tell me, what are you going out for in the track meet next Saturday?
And why did you borrow Jeffrey Wiseman's George McFly prosthetics?
Oh, wonderful.
Or take the case of the girl who finds herself in this situation.
Don't remember that Sherlock Holmes story.
Anybody else hungry? How about it, you two? Couldn't we go someplace for something to eat?
Ugh, we can only get off if the people in the backseat are also getting off.
Just a minute. I'm not sure those are very good examples. That poor guy in the front seat of the car sure was mad.
So they can see each other's hypotheticals? What's going on here?
You have to have a whole bag full of tricks to handle situations because
Ooh, good use of the mirror. It's like a Series 1 Jeeves and Wooster episode.
one is different.
That's right. And fellas react differently. Seriously,
You? Serious?
you girls seem to think it's always the boy who starts things.
Oof, this guy's experienced some trauma. And his coping mechanism is doing the least funny bits you've ever seen.
Partly to blame. We invite a little attention.
Our mere existence is a honeypot.
And then it's hard to stop.
There are times when it's up to the boy to say no.
Hamilton learned that the hard
I
way.
seem to think that petting's, well, the thing to do.
Compet,
And some
compet.
girls think that they have to permit it for date insurance.
Now there's date insurance? Great, another bill I can't afford.
To set his own standards, I guess.
Yes, but those standards vary with a lot of things.
Issues are context specific, and attempting to cover universal experiences is a waste of time. Thanks for watching.
Maybe a goodnight kiss and so on. It's the and so ons that are troublesome.
Me, I'm saving my so-ons for henceforth.
The important thing is to know yourself and your standards. Know when and how you're going to say no.
So teach us.
In advance.
Even then, it takes all the ingenuity you have.
Get NASA on this
Well, I
project.
think we've cleared the air a bit.
Have we?
And we've outlined some skills in saying no and still keeping your friend.
Whether they deserve it or
We
not.
ought to list them again and review.
Yeah, we got it.
Lucy?
Try to avoid difficult situations.
That's how to avoid having to say no.
Change the subject. Nora?
Know exactly when you want to say no and be definite.
Knowing when to say no isn't knowing how to say no.
No. Friendly as possible, but still no.
So saying no is how to say no. Great. Helpful.
Well, I think there are some good ideas here. What do you think?
No. Hey, great, you taught me.
This problem over. It's worth some effort to learn how to say no and still keep your friends.
Too bad you couldn't learn in time to say no to watching this film. Good night, everyone. I can't believe it, but Punch and Judy would have improved that. Well, that was How to Say No, Moral Maturity, a Coronet production. I hope we all feel a bit more morally mature now. I certainly feel morally mature enough to thank my patrons, not only for their continued financial support, but also for joining me on Patreon live streams to brainstorm jokes for this riff. These fine folks said I should joke about certain moments in this short, and I didn't know how to say no. If you would like to join the next live stream, even a $1 pledge gets you access, and additional pledges get you additional perks. For instance, at $3, you can hear the podcast I do with my wife, At Home with the Dogginses. We talk about stuff we've been up to, theme parks we've visited, plays we've seen, movies we've watched. How can you say no to that? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go commiserate with my friends about moral quandaries that I was already stuck in and already had to make a choice about, and now it's too late to do anything about it. So until next time, this is Dave, signing off.